motion to terminate Keith Free.
Township, the board and citizens tonight at a Board of Trustees meeting in Thornton Township. The board and citizens looking for accountability to their finances while the township supervisor.
Small-town mayor buried in scandals, indulging in a lavish lifestyle funded by her own people. Expensive vacations, first-class flights, and extravagant dinners, all covered by taxpayers. But this isn't some high-profile politician. This is Tiffany Henyard, the embattled mayor of Dolton, Illinois, a town of just 2,000 residents. And if that sounds bad, it's about to get worse. The FBI is closing in, and insiders say they have solid evidence against her. Henyard could be looking at more than 20 years behind bars.
Unfortunately, we knew it was going to be a little messy, but it's just something we felt important that had to be done, that should be done. So, but like I said, you have just some kind of...
Let's rewind to where it all began. Henyard's downfall started when WGN News uncovered her questionable spending habits. How does the mayor of a small town like Dolton manage to spend over $67,000 in just 5 months on travel expenses, first-class flights, luxury hotels, and even personal shopping sprees? The town's residents were furious, but this was just the start.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
Henyard's administration went to great lengths to keep these spending records buried, openly defying state transparency laws. Even when Illinois' Attorney General's office ordered their release, they refused. That's when WGN took legal action, and a judge forced the village to turn over dozens of credit card statements. What those records revealed was shocking. Between July and November 2023 alone, receipts showed tens of thousands blown on luxury hotels, upscale restaurants, and even a personal photographer. It looked more like the expense report of a Hollywood celebrity than the mayor of a struggling Illinois town.
So that's one of the reasons I vote no when we go through our board packets. It's like, you know, some of this stuff, it's like you don't know exactly what it's for, and then when you ask a question.
But that was only the beginning. Things took an even more sinister turn when Henyard's so-called charity, the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation, came under investigation. Supposedly established to support cancer patients, the organization was soon accused of being nothing more than a fraudulent scheme. Financial records were mysteriously missing, and a massive gap emerged between the money raised and what was officially reported. Was Henyard secretly diverting funds into her own pockets? That's exactly what many began to suspect, and the rumors only grew louder.
Las Vegas? What is that?
No,
Now this is where things take an even darker turn. A civil lawsuit could be the final nail in the coffin for Henyard's already collapsed political career. The case centers around shocking allegations from a so-called work trip to Las Vegas. That's right, a business trip to Sin City. According to the former assistant who filed the suit, she was assaulted by a village trustee during the trip, and among those named as defendants is none other than Tiffany Henyard herself. The details are chilling. The assistant claims she felt disoriented and extremely lightheaded after having dinner with the trustee, only to wake up the next morning in his hotel room with no memory of how she got there. But the horror doesn't stop there. The trustee allegedly FaceTimed one of Henyard's police officers, bragging about the assault and even showing the unconscious woman on camera.
Fox 32 has investigated Henyard's use of a police security detail, taking officers off the street and costing thousands of dollars.
What's even more shocking is how Henyard chose to respond. Instead of supporting her employee, she allegedly forced the woman onto unpaid medical leave without her consent, effectively silencing her. The public was outraged, and calls for Henyard's resignation only grew louder.
One way that the government always does it is to go and investigate people around her, and that's what they're doing here.
Now the FBI has stepped in, and the situation is spiraling fast. Multiple sources confirm that agents have begun raiding Henyard's office, along with those of her closest allies. They're digging through documents, emails, and financial records, and insiders say they've already uncovered enough to build a solid case against her. But this isn't just about taxpayer money. The investigation has expanded into allegations of corruption and even money laundering. And here's the real bombshell. The FBI isn't just after Henyard. They're dismantling her entire network. Several village officials, police officers, and local business owners are now under intense scrutiny. One business owner reportedly told investigators that Henyard demanded a $3,500 political contribution to renew his business license, and when he refused, his license was revoked, and he was falsely accused of illegal activity. If true, this is a textbook case of pay-to-play corruption, and the FBI is closing in fast.
Guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the People's Mayor and People's Supervisor.
The town is buzzing with speculation. Rumors are flying that the FBI has gathered enough evidence to charge Henyard with multiple felonies, including fraud, embezzlement, and conspiracy to commit extortion. And here's the biggest shocker if convicted. She could be looking at more than 20 years in prison. That's right, the so-called super mayor might be trading her lavish lifestyle for a life behind bars.
Death, and that is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
But Henyard isn't backing down. She's brought in Beau Brindley, a high-powered criminal defense attorney notorious for his aggressive tactics and controversial cases. If the name sounds familiar, it's because Brindley defended R. Kelly's ex-business manager during that infamous scandal. The fact that Henyard has turned to someone with his reputation speaks volumes. She knows she's in serious trouble and she's willing to do whatever it takes to fight back. But this move could easily backfire. Brindley's past is far from spotless. He's been accused of coaching witnesses to lie under oath, and his legal strategies have raised concerns for years. And here's another major red flag. He's not being paid by the village. Henyard is footing, the bill herself raising even more questions. If she has nothing to hide, why bring in such a controversial figure? What exactly is she so afraid of to make things even more suspicious? Brindley has been showing up at village board meetings sitting right beside Henyard and even attending closed executive sessions. His presence has sparked outrage among trustees and the public alike. Why does a criminal defense lawyer need to be involved in town meetings? What's being discussed that can't be said in public? And if all of this wasn't enough, there are whispers that Henyard is already preparing for the worst. Insiders claim she's been moving money around, securing assets in case the legal hammer comes down. Some even say she's considering fleeing the country if the charges stick. Imagine that, a mayor on the run from the law. It sounds like a crime drama, but this is the shocking reality unfolding in Dolton right now.
Henyard is in a situation where she feels like she's under attack.
The FBI investigation is accelerating at full speed. Sources confirm that agents have been combing through Henyard's emails and phone records, hunting for any signs of illegal activity. They've also been questioning former employees, and the revelations emerging are nothing short of explosive.
I'm about to address some things as the supervisor. There will be no comments, there won't be anything. It'll just be me addressing you guys to tell you what's going on.
A former staffer claims Henyard used village funds to pay for a family member's legal fees. Another alleges she saw Henyard handing a large envelope of cash to a local businessman in exchange for political support. And the accusations keep piling up, painting an even darker picture.
But the administration can adhere to some financial limits. We're not looking to necessarily...
Then there's the ongoing scandal surrounding Henyard's security detail. For years, she's been accused of treating police officers like personal assistants, using them as chauffeurs, bodyguards, and even errand runners. This misuse of resources has drained the village's budget, racking up thousands in unnecessary overtime while taking officers away from their real duties. A former police chief even suggested that her security team was less about protection and more about control, claiming she operates like she has her own private force. Now, with the FBI closing in, pressure is mounting, and many believe some of these officers might turn on Henyard to save themselves. The stakes are higher than ever, and all of Dolton is watching. Will she make a deal and step down, or will she go down fighting? One thing is certain, this scandal isn't fading away. More whistleblowers are coming forward, exposing deeper layers of corruption. Local news is flooded with interviews from outraged residents who feel deceived. She's taken advantage of us long enough. One Dolton resident said, "We need a leader who serves the people, not themselves." Meanwhile, talk of a recall election is gaining traction, with trustees pushing hard for her removal. She's failed this town. One trustee declared, "It's time for real leadership and real change." Dolton won't stand by while this corruption continues, but despite the overwhelming backlash, Henyard refuses to back down. In a defiant statement, she dismissed all allegations as politically motivated attacks, insisting she's done nothing wrong and won't be going anywhere. But can she really escape this? With the FBI intensifying its investigation, a civil lawsuit looming, and the public turning against her future looks bleak. The evidence is mounting, and it's only a matter of time before everything unravels. So what happens next? Will Tiffany Henyard finally be held accountable, or will she find a way to dodge justice? And after everything, can Dolton ever trust its leadership again? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on breaking stories like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.